Hey, what's up? This your boy Unreal, and today we're going to talk about murder. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Hit the notification bell to be up to date when I post new and exciting videos. I post new videos every Friday, so without any further ado, let's get it in. Alright, so today I want to go ahead and talk about murder. The reason why I'm talking about murder is because, when it comes to my family, it really went ahead and affected a lot of us, because we actually think and feel that my mom actually got murdered. So when it came to the autopsy report, it actually showed that she had a broken jaw. So at the end of everything, it left us with a lot of questions of wondering why. So at the at the beginning of everything, when it came down to my mom passing away, we went ahead and we moved from Houston, Texas, back over there to Defiance, Ohio. And with us moving back, I really didn't want to go, because that is the place that I had a lot of racial turbulence and racial struggles that started me into the gangbanging and everything of that nature. And that right there is, it was a hard thing for me to deal with. I was 14 at the time, and with me having a lot of memories and things like that of having to deal with, being teased all the time and being beat up all the time, it just wasn't something I really wanted to come back to. So, but in any case, after grueling arguments and talking and everything like that, we finally moved back to Defiance, Ohio, for a span for myself at least of 3 months, which was in the summer. And we went ahead and we stayed down there for about a month, maybe a month and a half, 2 months at most. And in the middle, I think, of that second month, or the beginning of the second month, my mom was having a lot of complications. And my mom actually had diabetes, so when it came to her, sticking herself and testing her blood to see where her glucose levels were, this was completely normal. But she was in a state where she was so hot that she had to have all clothes off, or she was so cold to the point where it just was unbearable. In her glucose data sheet, she wrote, instead of a number, she wrote high and she wrote low, to show her glucose levels. And with this being done, she actually went ahead and wasn't able to put an actual number, because it was so high and because it was so low. In that week, I ended up having a flash in my head that was saying death. And with that flash, I remember a black background with a gray foreground with bones and skulls inside of my mind. And just remembering that thought, it really went ahead and was unsettling to me, but at the same time, it was God's way of getting me ready for what was about to happen. I think it was a Friday or a weekend or something like that. I asked my mom if I can go over there to the park in order to play. And she told me I could, and I was making my bed and stuff like that. I didn't go in there and ask her. I just yelled to the next room, because my room was here, my mom's room was here. And she went in and she told me yes, but it was really hard for her to talk. I ended up going over there to the park, and I was playing with my friends. And after that, I went ahead and I came back home. And when I came back home, I went in my mom's room to let her know that I was home and I was back. And she sounded like she was trying to talk, but all I heard was a gargle in her throat. And then I went ahead and stepped over my mom and see if she was okay. And I thought she needed her asthma inhaler because she had asthma. And I tried to give it to her, but when I picked her up, she slumped back to the bed. And I tried picking up her again. She slumped back to the bed again. And I tried one more time to pick her up, and she slumped back to the bed again. So I went ahead and I just ran down the stairs, and I told my friend, I was like, hey, I gotta go get we gotta go get your parents. You know, I think there's something wrong with my mom. And I told my friend Anthony that, and we went ahead and we got his parents, and we went ahead and came back, and his mom was actually calling the paramedics, and you know, just asking all these questions, and you know, I mean, my mom is in the room, and she's not really responsive, and you know, I went ahead and I finally yelled at the paramedic, like, hey, you know, you asking all these questions about my mom. There's something wrong with my mom. My mom is not being responsive. And his mom went ahead and told me to go back up in there with my mom because I needed to be with my mom at this time. And I remember when I went ahead and I sat on the bed, you know, to try to see if she was okay. I remember that she just was looking up, and you know, she wasn't responsive. So I shook her. I was saying, Mom, are you okay? Mom. And I kept shaking her to try to see if she was okay. And you know, after all this was done, you know, I ended up leaving after the paramedics came. I walked out, paramedics came in, and you know, I ended up trying to go to a park just to chill out, and one of my friends went ahead and called me back because she didn't want me to do anything crazy. And I ended up walking back with her, but you know, come to find out when I went over there to my friend's house, because my grandparents arranged for me to stay with my friend Anthony and everything until they were able to come back to come get me. And we went ahead and we went back over there. I spent a week with them. We went to the go-kart arena, and you know, went played go-karts and everything like that. And I played video games with my friends. I think they were doing that in order to get my mind off of it. Because when my grandparents came, they went ahead and they told me that she actually passed away in the apartment. So it was one of those things that really stayed with me. It's one of those things that really went ahead and really bothered me at that time. But, you know, when it came down to it, my mom went ahead and, you know, she passed away, and there wasn't really anything I could do. I just felt really bad. And, but I wasn't really able to really express it like I should have. So, you know, that was really hard for me to deal with. I didn't really talk about it with anybody. I went ahead and I cried behind closed doors. But other than that, that was really all I could really do. I wrote a lot of my pain away, but and I had to get counseling. But other than that, that's really all I could do. And with all this being said, you know, they went ahead and they did the autopsy, and they found out that she had a broken jaw. So we're trying to figure out exactly where the broken jaw came from, with her being having diabetes, and with her diabetes going off the charts. So that is the situation, and that is what's going on, and that is why we are thinking that most likely my mom was murdered. So this is the story behind murder and the reason why we think that my mom was murdered. And all these things happened when I was 14. A lot of things happened when I was 14. So this is 2 of the 3 stories that happened when I was 14, which really went ahead and set me to a point of me wanting to change the world. So please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Hit the notification bell to be up to date when I post new and exciting videos. I post new videos every Friday, and I love you guys. Can't wait to go ahead and talk to you next week. God bless, and see you next week.